Okay, so now that we have created an HTML page to display a form to a user and also taken.
This video is brought to you by OppiePie's Academy.
Any user input. So now let's create another HTML page which will act like a success page. So whenever the user has clicked on the submit button, then that is when the new page will be displayed, and that page will essentially be this particular submitted form.html page. Okay, so to do that, in the templates folder, let's right click, let's create a new file, and over here the name of the file is submitted underscore form. So we have submitted underscore form.html. Okay, so now let's go into submitted.form. So first of all, we have the HTML tag. Okay, so from here let's copy the HTML tag, then let's copy the head tag, because we are also using the same style sheet or the cascading style sheet or the CSS file as we want. Okay, then let's copy the body tag, because we also have the div id which is equal to container, and then we also have the page title. Okay, and finally, so let's copy this first of all, let's paste it over here. And now we have to also consider the end tags of all of these. So let's look at where this particular div is being closed. Okay, so you can see that this is highlighted over here. So let's copy this. Then inside the submitted form section, let's paste it. Okay, so with this we know that this particular div of container is closed over here, and then we have a page title div. Okay, so with this we have created some initial boilerplate for our particular app, and boilerplate basically means the initial format of a particular file or a particular text file. Okay, but the only change which we have to do over here is, instead of submit a form, it is submitted form. Okay, and then inside the h1 also we have form submitted. Okay, so now after adding the form submitted h1, now we have a new div. Okay, so we have a div followed by a closing tag on the div. Okay, so now this div has again the id of main. So now inside these div, now let's create a new paragraph value or a new paragraph tag. Okay, so we have p over here, and then we also have /p. Okay, so first of all we want to tell the user, or we want to thank the user for that particular user submission. So we have thanks for your submission. Okay, and then after submission, in order to add a personal touch, you would also like to include the user's name followed by an exclamation mark. Okay, so we have an exclamation mark over here, and then before the exclamation mark we want to also include the user's name. But the particular name is different, because the user can put any name on the form.html. So we want to refer to the variable called as name, which we have assigned to this particular submitted form.html file. So now to use any particular variable or to use any code from the Jinja templates, you need to add in two opening brackets and two closing brackets. Okay, so anything which you put in between of this particular opening and closing brackets, then it is executed as code. Okay, so you have name over here. So this essentially means that you have the value of name occupied at this particular place, and you have a space after the comma which you have given by yourself. Okay, so now we have thanks for your submission and whatever is your name followed by an exclamation mark. Okay, then now let's prompt the user saying that we'll also display the user a review of what the user has sent us. Okay, so we have a new p tag, and we also have a closing p tag. And over here, let's give the user a review of what the user has sent. So let's type in, so here's a review of the information that you sent. Okay, so with this we have told the user that now we are going to be displaying the information which we have sent. Now let's again create a new paragraph tag, and let's close the paragraph tag as well. And now inside this particular paragraph tag, we have to display all of the data which the user has entered one by one. Okay, so first of all, we are going to be using the strong tag, and strong is just a way of telling that the text entered inside the strong tag is bold. Okay, so we have a strong tag, and then we also have a /strong tag. Okay, so any text which is entered in between these particular tabs is bold. Okay, so we have the name. Okay, so this is just a value of the name. So we are only telling the user that this is the name. Let's add a colon after it followed by a space. And now we also want the variable name, and then we want to go on a new line. So we have br. Okay, so now that we have displayed the name to the user, in a similar fashion we want to display all the other data to the user as well. Okay, so now after displaying the name, now we have the email. Okay, and over here we have the email variable. Then we have the website URL. Okay, and over here we have the site variable. Then we have the comments, and over here we have the comments variable. Okay, so the only thing which you need to take care of while writing Jinja templates and referring them through the main.python file is that you use the same variable names. Okay, so over here if you give a different variable name for site, and over here if you give a different variable name, then the form may not display the data as you want it to, because it is looking for a different variable name. But with this, the value of email which we are referring over here, so we are assigning the email underscore o value which we have defined over here to this email value, and this email value essentially corresponds to this email variable which we have written over here. So this is how we give variables to a Jinja template, and then we are going to render this particular Jinja template by giving it the template and the variables. Okay, so with this we have completed the creation of the submitted form.html file as well. And with this we have also completed the creation or the writing of the code, and now all we have to do is create some static files or create a CSS file and we are done.